So we just got done with UFC 296. There was a lot of buildup and hype coming into the fight, especially after the press conference on Thursday, where Colby Covington said some pretty wild and bad things, especially the part where he spoke on Leon Edwards' father, his deceased father, said some bad things. Um, the fight happened. Wasn't a whole lot of um, crazy or excitement in the fight itself. It, in my opinion, ended up kind of being one of the more boring fights of the card. I think we got more excitement out of the scuffle that happened in the crowd between Strickland and Duplessis, but we're a couple days removed now from the fight, and there's still a lot of buzz around the comments that was made from Colby. We have a lot of fighters, journalists, coaches, um, that have been coming out and just kind of speaking their mind on it and talking about the disgust that they have about what was said. So I have this clip right here where Ray Longo went on the Anik and Florian podcast and kind of gave his thoughts on the situation with Kobe. So I'll play that, and then afterwards I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive on, my take on this situation and what I think and what I think to ultimately too what this will do for Kobe's future career, whether it'll do good for it or bad for it. So I'll play the clip and then we'll go over that.
So many people have been texting me, and I got a text even from a reporter this morning that said, fuck Colby Covington, what a disgrace of a human being. And a lot of people sort of subscribe to that theory. What are your thoughts, Ray, on whether or not he crossed a line that he had never crossed before in injecting Leon Edwards' deceased father into the trash talk this week?
First off, that was me that wrote that to you. No.
Also, I don't think that there even needs to be really a debate at this point whether he crossed the line or not. He crossed the line for sure. I guess it's just kind of like, where do you sit now after, like, how far past the line did he go? Also, too, going forward, now how do you regard Kobe as a person because of how far he crossed the line? Let's continue.
No. I got absolutely no use for the guy at all. I just don't. Ever since he threatened you, he knows where you live. Go fuck himself. Couldn't give a shit about that guy. What he did with Leon Edwards, I think, is atrocious. He's promoting a fight and there's being a total fucking misfit in life, and that's the way I see it with that guy. First off, Leon Edwards with his father. That was heartbreaking. Listen to Leon talk. Leon's a sweetheart of a guy. I really like Leon Edwards a lot, man. To see that, I'm tearing up as he's doing that,
Yeah.
and it's anger, towards Colby. That's what it does to me. But I don't know. Look, the guy attacks Wonder Boy. You see Wonder Boy handle that like you can't even attack him. That's how nice the guy is. He's up there and he's smiling, but he's calling the guy a pedophile. This guy's a piece of shit. He calls Wonder Boy a pedophile. Wonder Boy is doing something. At least he gives back to the community. Kobe, you sucking the fucking life out of the community. It's just like a leech on society. You know what I mean? And now you're attacking this guy. It's just, I don't know. It's just too much for me. I don't care for it. And man, talk about karma. Because what a piece of shit that fight was. The guy did absolutely nothing. And to be able to take a pro Kobe crowd and by the end of the fight have the crowd against you, good luck, my man. I hope it was worth the money, the extra 25% or whatever. I hope it was worth it for you, because Garrett, I've been around a long time. I can promise you that you will regret.
So, said some interesting things, especially I think at the end where he's talking about, I hope that like that 25%, which is what Dana was talking about in the post fight conference, where basically after Kobe said what he said about Leon's dad, the pay-per-view purchases or pre-buys went up 25%. So we'll dive into this whole thing, starting with definitely Kobe crossed the line. I honestly would have liked for him to have, whether it was after the statement that he made or at some point in time, even if it was after the fight, he could have used the mic for good to kind of correct the wrong that he did. Like, I don't really see there being any justification where it's like, what I said, there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm sticking by it. Like, to me, if that's going to be the case, like, it kind of shows me, even if you're in character or not, it kind of shows me like what kind of a person you are in terms of how much you feel for other people, how much love is in your heart. Because even after the fight was over, you still seen how emotional Leon was over the choice of words that were said. Like, at the minimum, you could have tried to fix it. The Leon or the Wonder Boy stuff, I mean, this is something that Kobe has poked fun at now for. I mean, I've heard it a couple times. Um, the nickname that Wonder Boy has, I mean, him being a grown man, being called Wonder Boy, it's just something that's easily made into jokes. And I think that if Kobe wouldn't have said what he said about Leon's father, and it's kind of like under a big microscope right now, I don't really think anybody would have had too much of a problem with it. Like, there is a little bit of comedy behind that. Um, and I think, like how Longo was saying, like, what better like, I'm sure Steven Thompson, like, he ain't even tripping. Like, he's a real nice guy. You can just laugh it off, and it's not really that big of a deal. Like, the Anik stuff, I didn't really like when all that stuff happened either, because like Anik is a cool guy, and like it's not like he's ever trying to be intimidating or like trying to badmouth fighters and like cause confrontation. Like, I just felt it was a little bit of a bullying move from Kobe. But again, when we talk about the character that Kobe's playing, like the Stephen Thompson and the Anik thing, like, I think that stuff could slide and be okay, to be a heel, to be that like Kurt Angle of the UFC. I don't think anybody would have really had too much of an issue with these things as much as they're having now. And I think it's because now Kobe opened up this can of worms where like he went so low that now people are questioning everything that he's doing. I think people now, including myself, are kind of, you know, thinking that this character is just too much now. He went too far. I think even with the the interview that he had after the fight, some of the things he was saying, to me, it's like kind of making it, after these statements that were had, it kind of made it more cringe. It made me kind of think to myself, like, dude, you're making America look bad right now. Like, I'm not gonna go as far as using some of the language that like Ray Longo's using to describe him and Anik and whatnot, but like, I am gonna be in agreement though that like this went too far, and I think that going forward, Kobe might think that this is gonna help his career with like, oh, I'm an even bigger heel now. Like, people are gonna tune in to watch my stuff. Even I'm gonna just say this, like, I'm gonna be way more hesitant to watch any of his stuff now. I don't like to watch stuff like that. When you're going that low, when you're making comments that low, to me, it hurts me. I watch it, and like, I feel so bad for Leon that it's like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm not watching UFC for this. Like, I want to watch, the competition. If you're having a little bit of banter back and forth where, you're having some fun trash talk, I'm all for that. But when you get this low, where you pretty much try to stab somebody in their heart. Like I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm cool. I'll tune out, you know? So, I don't know really if this is going to be if there's a lot of people that kind of feel this kind of the same way that I do on this, where that if that's going to be the case, ultimately that's going to hurt Kobe in the long run, however much longer his career lasts with some of these antics and whatnot. I just really like talk about, being kind of like in a high place with your popularity and you being a part of the spotlight and whatnot. Like, not to say that it was ever really for like super good reasons for Kobe, but I just feel like, man, you made a real dirtbag move, and like I feel like everyone now is just gonna see you as like a real big dirtbag. And like I said, if he's cool with that and he has, no remorse for it, then I don't care if you're a character or not. Like, to me, that tells me you're not a very good human. And that's just as far as I'll take it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was too far? Or do you guys think that this is all right? That anything that's said in the fight game goes and they're going to fight anyways, so it don't matter. I just think it was really poor taste. But let me know what you guys think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.